amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It is time for another exciting edition of, you guessed it, your interactive English class. It's the show with no name. Now get ready for liftoff.
9, 8, 7,
Come on,
6,
blast
5,
off with me.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We're going to a lot of
0.
exciting places.
Lift off. Lift off.
Come on.
After the hour.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name. Let's go.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is your English show. Yeah, it's true. In fact, we're even going to hear some of your voices today. On today's program, we're going to hear from your classmates, Born to Iron Man, Christina Chicago, Chris Valrol, Nuria, Anix, Marisol, Alfonso, and Alberto. So many people who participated in our question of the week. Thank you for your participation, and keep up the great work. As you'll be able to see, these students sound great. Yeah, they might make a mistake here or there, but that's exactly why they're working on this exercise that we call Question of the Week. I urge you all to participate. Well, this week it's too late, but we will be hearing from all those amazing students a little bit later on in today's show. Plus, we've got our usual challenges. We've got our Say What soundbite, our pop quiz. We've got wacky world records. We've got spelling bees. Name that movie, name that lyric, famous birthday, double trouble, homophones. I mean, that's a lot of sections. A lot of different mini lessons that we're going to look at today. And all of this is to make sure you fall in love with learning English. And don't forget, this is just one of the many shows that you can catch on Vaughn Radio. If you have the Vaughn Radio app, you can listen to all our programs. And also, if you have, well, all of you have access to podcast platforms, well, you can find the programs there as well.
Common mistake. People is a very common mistake I correct in class. Students say people is working too much, but people is plural. So we say people are working too much. Another example. People are unhappy with the situation. Small corrections like this instantly improve how professional some better and the executive master.
Are you ready for it? It's the Say What soundbite on the show with no name. And I might be congested, but I'll act insane. Just the same. As you can hear, folks, I am still congested. Still stuffed up. Oh my God. This is a test of my patience this week. My God. Go away, you nasty cold. Get out of here. Leave me alone. Leave my body. Does anybody know how to do exorcisms? Exorcismos? Get this damn cold out of me. Jeez. So again, as I've told you the rest of this week, due to my congested head, well, bear with me. Paciencia conmigo. You will probably hear some weird sounds, but man, I think nobody is more fed up than I am. Fed up es harto. Como dije el otro día, I am sick of being sick. It's just downright annoying. And downright, toma, ¿cómo se diría esto? Vamos a ver. It's downright annoying. Totalmente, sumamente. Downright, es una palabra. This is downright annoying. I hope you guys are at least feeling okay. I hope nobody is under the weather. Well, send me your good germs. Los gérmenes buenos. Madre mía. All right, folks. Also, let me give you next week's question of the week. This way you got plenty of time, tiempo de sobra, to prepare your answer. And next week's question of the week is, how do you try to inspire others? ¿Cómo intentas inspirar a los demás? What do you do? Maybe you sing to them. If you're not a good singer, I don't think you're going to inspire people. But hey, everybody has their own way of inspiring people, whether it be a family member, friends, co-workers, gente con quien trabajamos, or just, somebody you come across on the subway, in el metro. Hey, if you can inspire somebody, why not? So how do you try to inspire others? What is your MO, your modus operandi? All right. And you can send that in a 1-minute voice note that you can record on your phone, and you can send it to my email address, alonso@grupovon.com. Just like Born to Iron Man, Cristina Chicago, Chris Valrol, Nuria, Anix, Marisol, Alfonso, and Alberto have done this week. All right. Well, folks, I'm going to give you the Say What soundbite. As always, this is a listening exercise. It's also an exercise in summing things up, and it's also an exercise in taking dictation, being able to write down everything you hear. So we're going to listen to it a total of 4 times, as always. And of course, what I want you guys to do is to extract as much as you can from each listen. And hopefully by the end of the show, somebody will be able to get it word for word. Is everybody ready? Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
So that really changed my life entirely, because the day I was actually going to leave the job that day, I got it planned. I'd joined the band, going to Germany and going to tour Germany. And it's really strange how it all happened.
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. Your chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip. Sorber.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum.
en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
Y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender, y lo sabes.
And you know it. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. You can pick it up at Von Tienda. You can also pick it up at Casa del Libro. A big shout out to our friends at Casa del Libro. You guys always treat us so well. Also, you can find us on Amazon, as I'm sure many of you have Amazon subscriptions. So, hey, it's up to you, but you've got all our materials available at your fingertips. All right. Well, I'm going to give you a little clue. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a little audio clue as to what today's Say What soundbite is, or I should say who today's Say What soundbite is. Are you ready for a little audio clue? Here we go. All right, there's your audio clue. I can't play too much more of it. You know why? Copyright. Yeah, that's this little thing called copyright. You know, they don't want you using stuff that you don't own, even, which I think it's ridiculous, even if you're teaching. Like, I'm teaching people, so it's not like I'm using it and I'm, saying it's my music, or I'm, trying to make money off it. We're using it as a teaching tool. But we all know how much YouTube sucks, right? Okay, I think there's one thing we all agree on. Doesn't matter what political party, doesn't matter, what region you're from, whatever your belief system may be, if you're religious, apolitical, whatever you may be. I think we can all agree on that one truth. All right. Well, folks, that is your clue. Your audio clue. I don't always give you an audio clue in the Say What soundbite, but this one's going to be tough too, because the audio, oh man. But hey, as always, I do my best to bring the audio up to the highest level I can and make sure it's as clear as possible. And this is what you got. But also remember, you're traveling abroad, you don't have a good internet connection, you're on a Zoom call, and the internet signal starts to get weak. We all know what happens. So it's par for the course. Sadly, we do have a lot of interruptions, a lot of glitches when we're communicating. The other day in the live stream, we had one. I don't remember if it was yesterday. I think it was the day before now. We had a glitch, and everybody said who was in the video. In the audio, it didn't affect it. But in the video, everybody said, "Hey, Alberto, we can't see you. What's going on? It's glitching." And well, there was a simple explanation. I watered my router. What? I watered my router. Regué mi router. Yeah, that's if you were ever thinking of doing that, don't do it. It's not a good idea. I did not do it on purpose. Naturally, I was watering a plant that I had on top, and I thought that the plate under it, this plastic plate that I had under it, I thought it was going to hold the water. It didn't, and it rained on my router. So yes. Hey, it happens. It had not specifically that. But sometimes you don't have internet. Right now, I'm using a hotspot, which I'm sure many of you know. That's when you connect to your phone. So right now, if we have any problems on the video, there's nothing else I can do. I'm using my data plan because, as I said, I cooked my router. Vamos, lo cociné. Okay, well, I'm waiting on a new one, but in the meantime, as you know, the show must go on. All right, so we've got our Say What soundbite. Why don't we move on to our next challenge? It's our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah.
common mistake. The 20% of. A very typical mistake with figures is saying the 20% of sales. In correct English, we say 20% of sales. For example, 20% of our revenue comes from exports, or only 15% of customers responded. These details really matter in business contexts. Understanding this helps professionals prepare better and feel more confident. Exactly what we work on in the Executive Master at Vaughan.
That's right, folks. The Executive Master at Vaughan. It is awesome, but we've got everything. Maybe you're thinking you want something for the kids, maybe for your niece or nephew. Well, we've got the Disney Vaughan collection. It's 30 books. It is absolutely magical. You know how I know it? Because I look at it with my daughter. We've used that material, that resource many, many times in my home. And it's 30 different books with the most well-known Disney characters. And each book has a certain goal. Now, the kids don't need to know the goal. The kids just need to know it's fun. They have activities. But for example, in one of the books, the goal is to be able to talk about weather, right? And describing the weather and asking about the weather. But they use a story to get it through. Can I tell you something? Disney adults, you'd love it too. You know how I know? I am one. I don't want to say it too loud, but I love it as well. So it's the Disney Vaughan collection. It is a really complete collection that we've put together that has really let people, and I say people, I don't want to just say kids, parents and kids learn together. And if you haven't seen it, well, the books are beautifully drawn, the illustrations and everything. The audio, it's recorded in all different accents. I participated in some of those as well. And you've got a story, the main story, which you have in one page on English, and on the other page, the opposite page, it's in Spanish. So this way, you know, you never really miss what's going on if you don't have a high English level. And then, as I said, there are activities in each book as well. I think it is truly an amazing initiative, and you can pick it up at Vaughan Tienda. We even have Disney Vaughan English for the kids as well. And as you know, we've got masters, whatever it may be, whatever you may be looking for, we've got you covered, whether it's materials or courses. We even have events, as many of you know. Mark your calendars if you haven't. Our upcoming trivia night is March 3rd. Again, it's March 3rd, and it's going to be going down at the Toast Tap Room at 8 p.m. It's always a fun night where all of us get together with all of our students, our friends, our coworkers, and we have a beer, a laugh, a good time, and we do an activity. That's what's cool about it too, because I'm not the kind of person who likes to just go to a bar to go to a bar. I like to do an activity if I'm going to go there, watch a game, even if it means watch a game. But what's cool is this is an activity that everybody does all together, and it's really like a nice communal activity. I highly recommend it if you've never been. Again, it's March 3rd at 8 p.m. This is 2026, and it'll be hosted by Chris Frank, who is the host of Frankly Speaking. All right, now, today we're not going to be taking a look at anything from my books in our pop quiz, but we are going to be taking a look at something from one of the backbones of the Vaughan method. I'm talking about the translation booklet. So why don't we do that right now? We're going to give it a little listen, and as always, I'll have some questions for you afterwards. So listen up. List 8. Hey, that's me.
Nunca he tratado con un hombre tan astuto.
I've never dealt with such a shrewd man.
Nunca me lo he pasado tan bien.
I've never had such a good time.
Nunca he trabajado tan duro.
I've never worked so hard.
Nunca he visto tantas mecanógrafas.
I've never seen so many typists.
Nunca he comido tanta comida.
I've never eaten so much food.
Nunca he tenido compañía tan agradable.
I've never had such pleasant company.
Nunca he hecho una cosa tan estúpida.
I've never done such a stupid thing.
Nunca he cometido tantos errores.
I've never made so many mistakes.
La obra fue tan aburrida que me fui.
The play was so boring that I left.
Era una obra tan aburrida que me fui.
It was such a boring play that I left.
Hemos llegado a una conclusión.
We've reached a conclusion.
¿A qué conclusión habéis llegado?
What conclusion have you reached?
Hemos decidido no hacer nada.
We've decided not to do anything.
¿Os ha presionado alguien?
Has anyone pressured you?
¿Habéis recibido amenazas?
Have you received any threats?
Hace años que esto no ocurría.
This hasn't happened for years.
No recuerdo la última vez que esto ocurrió.
I don't remember the last time this happened.
No sé de lo que estás hablando.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Da igual.
It doesn't matter.
Siempre he intentado ayudarles.
I've always tried to help them.
Nunca han hecho nada a cambio.
They've never done anything in return.
No les importa lo que te ocurra.
They don't care what happens to you.
Me alegro de saber eso.
I'm glad to know that.
Ese es el tipo de música que me gusta.
That's the kind of music I like.
Nunca he tenido que pegar a nadie.
I've never had to hit anyone.
List 9.
¿Se ha firmado ya?
Has it been signed yet?
¿Se han visto ya?
Have they seen each other yet?
¿Se ha hecho ya?
Has it been done yet?
¿Por qué no se ha hecho?
Why hasn't it been done?
Nadie me dijo que tenía que ser hecho.
Nobody told me it had to be done.
¿Han sido despertados ya?
Have they been woken up yet?
Ella ya ha sido advertida 2 veces.
She's already been warned twice.
Si algo ocurre, es culpa de ella.
If something happens, it's her fault.
No estoy dispuesto a aceptar la culpa.
I'm not willing to accept the blame.
No me culpes a mí.
Don't blame me.
No quiero que culpes a nadie.
I don't want you to blame anyone.
No es culpa de nadie.
It's nobody's fault.
No tenemos que echar la culpa a nadie.
We don't have to blame anyone.
¿Por qué hacer las cosas más difíciles de lo que ya son?
Why make things more difficult than they already are?
¿Me lo puedes resumir?
Can you summarize it for me?
Sé justo lo suficiente para apañarme.
I know just enough to get by.
Me apaño con mi inglés.
I get by with my English.
No te preocupes, saldremos del paso.
Don't worry, we'll get by.
Siempre han querido que yo lo haga.
They've always wanted me to do it.
Nunca te he pedido que mates a nadie.
I've never asked you to kill anyone.
Ni siquiera he tenido la oportunidad de despedirme todavía.
I haven't even had the chance to say goodbye yet.
No le han cogido aún.
They haven't caught him yet.
Nunca he pertenecido a ese club.
I've never belonged to that club.
Nunca llegarás a ser presidente.
You'll never become president.
Ni siquiera serás ministro.
You won't even be a minister.
All right, really good vocabulary. Ni siquiera. Wow. Dispuesto a. We also saw the passive voice. We saw astuto. Wow, some really good vocabulary. And we're going to go over that after this quick commercial break. Plus, I'm going to put you to the test to see if you know certain vocabulary and structures. All that and much more when we come back. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Now say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the second part of today's show with no name. Don't forget to listen to all our amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio. You've got the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. You've got No Excuses with Fitz. You've got Richard Vaughn Live. Also, Speaking with Confidence with Ale. You've got Speak English with Ruby. The Lunchtime Show with Rob Grams. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. You've got Dave Boys in the Salad. Also, Kyle Miller in his program, Drive Time. You got Chris Frank in Frankly Speaking. He's the host of our upcoming trivia night. Chris is a walking, talking encyclopedia. That's Chris Frank. And you can catch him at our next Vaughn Radio Trivia Night and every day, every evening on Vaughn Radio in his program, Frankly Speaking. We've also got Jessica Fernandez and the Hour to Empower as well. And aside from all those shows, which are updated every day, you've also got tons and tons and tons of videos on our YouTube page. So make sure you go to YouTube and search for Grupo Vaughan or Vaughn. Call us what you will. I started saying Vaughan because if you can't beat them, join them. Yo decía, trabajo en Vaughn Radio y todo el mundo, no me suena. Then I said, Vaughan, what? Why didn't you say so? ¿Por qué no nos los has dicho antes? So if you can't beat them, join them. No he dicho them, he dicho apóstrofe E-M. If you can't beat them, join them. All right, well, folks, let's take a look at what I want from you, in our pop quiz today. All right, a couple things we looked at, and I'm mixing things here. This way we learn a couple different things, some structure, some vocabulary, and even some pronunciation. So the first one, I want you to say, ni siquiera es astuto. They gave us a word for astuto. I'll accept synonyms. You know I love my synonyms. I love many different ways to express myself. Okay? As I say, you don't have to use them all, but it's good to familiarize yourself with all kinds of different, synonyms, right? And antonyms. Don't forget about those antonyms. You know, sometimes it's good to learn, okay, I got to fill something, llenarlo, pues I need to empty it, vaciarlo. Okay, I need to pick it up. I need to put it down. I need to get in the car. I got to get. Right? So if you're learning these antonyms as well, it's a good thing. I got to pick my daughter up at school in the afternoon, and in the mornings I drop her off. Again, we just looked at 20. No, not 20. Probably more like 7. I don't know where my numbers come from. 7 different antonyms, 7 different pairs. Well, Entonces son 14, casi 20. So the first one, ni siquiera es astuto. I want to see if you know the word astuto and ni siquiera, a structure that we heard in that audio from our translation booklet. Number 2, I want you to prove to me, and by showing me, that you know how to use so versus such. They're both tan, right? But how do we use them in English? So show me that you know how to use so and such. Okay, dos palabras que a veces causan confusión. Okay, al menos en mis 20 años, I've heard people mix them up and use them interchangeably, and you can't. You can't. There are some rules, and we'll take a look at them. So the second one in today's pop quiz, give me 2 sentences. You can even use the same adjective if you want, right? So versus such, just to make sure you're using these 2 very useful words correctly. All right? And they said something about amenazar, and I know we've looked at that recently, so why not? Let's see if you got the lesson. And let's incorporate espero que no. Ya que estamos, como te digo, practicamos un poco de vocabulario y estructura a la vez. So number 3, espero que no me estés amenazando. I was going to put estás, pero he ido con estés. Corrígeme. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong here, okay? Pero es que inicialmente tenía puesto estás. Espero que no me estás amenazando, pero en mi cabeza algo me ha dicho, no, Alberto, espero que no me estés amenazando. Is that correct? Did I go with the correct one? I trusted my gut. Me fié un poco del instinto ahí de haberlo oído así. So again, I'm your teacher, but when it comes to Spanish, you all are my teachers. All right? So 3 things. Well, actually, number 2 is a 2-part one, but your challenges are ni siquiera es astuto, number 1. Number 2, dame el so y el such. Úsalo en un ejemplo donde normalmente lo usarías. And the last one, espero que no me estés amenazando. Those are your 3 challenges in today's pop quiz. All right. Also, I'm going to give you right now our Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you for the second time. I know it's tough. Do the best you can.
So that really changed my life entirely, because the day I was actually going to leave the job that day, I got it planned. I'd join the band, going to Germany and going to tour Germany. And it's really strange how it all happened.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. el mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit.
That's right, folks. This book is the shit. It's available at vaughantienda.com. Or you can also go over to our main website, which is grupovaughn.com, and you can find out everything you need to know about courses, about materials, or about upcoming events. All of that is at grupovaughn.com. Also, if you're on social media, you can find us on all the different platforms out there. All right, let's see. We've got a lot of students participating. A nice shout out to all of you who are empowering yourselves. Seriously, English aside, quitando el hecho de que sea inglés, estáis haciendo algo positivo y eso es admirable. It's admirable, se dice en inglés. It's very admirable. I'm serious when I say that. All right, let's see our admirable amigos who are joining us here today. There's Vero. She's been with us since day one, folks. I mean, Vero, Anix, they are from the old school. And yes, people have come and gone and come back and gone again. That's the way it works. It's a radio show. It's not a home or a hotel. Well, no, maybe it's kind of like a hotel. No, entras cuando quieres, sales, tienes que hacer check-in, you check out. Hey, guys, I haven't been, long time no see. Well, however you choose to listen. And you know what? Especially those of you who listen via podcast or you listen later on, you can't listen live. A shout out to all of you guys, because you too are Show with No Namers, not just the people who are here representing all of you every day. People like Vero, Chris, and also Born to Iron Man, who are our model students. So great to have you with us, Vero. And I always love her good morning to Show with No Namers from around the universe and beyond. Yeah, who knows? We may have some alien listeners. Yeah, sure. All right, we've got Chris Valrol checking in as well. What's up, Chris? Great to have you with us. She says, good morning, Show with No Namers. Oh, Alberto, you're literally fed up to your nose. Oh, yeah. You say in Spanish, I love that. Estoy hasta las narices. Espera. Narices, pero no tienes una nariz. No entiendo. Hasta los huevos, I get it. Tienes dos, right, guys? Chica, estoy hasta los ovarios. I've heard that. I've heard it, right? But narices, at least that I understand. There's two, right? But narices? Really? Why did you guys pluralize? I've had it up to my noses. Huh? What planet? Maybe we do have some aliens here. Con narices. Great. Chris playing with words. She says the back teeth. Yeah, really. As I was telling Rob in a voice note. Oh my God, enough is enough. You fucking annoying cold. Pesadez de resfriado. Leave me the fuck alone already. All right, let's see. Chris has got something to say regarding today's Say What soundbite. And excuse me. Yeah. It's the Say What soundbite. Also the pop quiz, but let's start with the Say What soundbite. She says, I heard a man whose accent I could barely make out. I think he might be a musician. Yes. And he was talking about joining a band. Absolutely. And something strange happened in Germany. Maybe at a gig? All right, Chris, good ear. The guy is from Birmingham, from the north of England, Birmingham. And I'll give you that clue again if you want it. All right. There's your clue. I know it's hard to understand him. It's not just because the audio isn't favorable. It's from a long time ago. But also, he's from the north of England, mate. So there's another thing that's going to make it a little bit more complicated. But don't worry, do the best you can, as always, like Chris has done. Wonderful job. Chris also says, oh my God, Alberto, thank goodness you were able to find an alternative system. The good news is that you take care of your plants. Yeah, but the bad news is I watered my router. Regué mi router. It's not, and I'll tell you something. Like, I tried to turn it off and then let it dry and turn it back on. It is dead. It is DOA, dead on arrival, right? Do not resuscitate, como decimos, DNR. Do not resuscitate. It's dead. It won't turn on. Not a single little flickering light. So if you were ever thinking about trying that, don't. Water and routers do not mix, okay? That's just the way it works. So yes, thankfully, my internet company, well, anytime we have a problem with the router, whether it's I did something or, maybe they're just fixing something internally, they usually give you unlimited data. But the data signal is not as strong. So again, those of you who are watching on video, if you're noticing maybe the quality, is nothing I can do. The show must go on, and we are literally taking the data off my telephone. So, hey, the good thing is I can read your comments in real time, and that's great. I see so many people here having a good time hanging out with us. Speaking of, there's Born to Iron Man. He says, how you doing, folks? Great. Glad to have you with us, Born to Iron Man. German, speaking of superstars, he says, morning, guys. Double A, if you are wondering how to get rid of your congested nose, that's an age-cold question. Age-old is milenario, but age-cold, resfriado. Any nose hacks, girls? Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. There's a cure for many things in life, right? Many things. Polio, you say polio, all of these things. But wait a second. There's no cure for the common cold. No, it just has to run its course. Mira, vimos la palabra run ayer. To run its course, como un río, tiene que llegar a su fin. It has to run its course. So thank you, though. Thank you for all the support, guys. And again, I feel fine. I just wish I could talk fine and breathe fine. And let's see, Chris is participating in our pop quiz. She says, he's not even sly. Very good. Ni siquiera es el even. I don't even know her. Ni siquiera la conozco. We haven't even met. Ni siquiera nos hemos conocido. I haven't even eaten yet. Ni siquiera he. So el even ahí es el ni siquiera. Great job, Chris. He's not even sly. ¿Sabéis cómo llamamos a Sylvester Stallone? Sly Stallone. Sly es corto para Sylvester. So, literalmente se llama astuto, right? Sly Stallone. Let's see the next one. She says, he's so nice that he didn't say anything. Very good. So, más adjetivo. O adverbio, right? You can use an adjective or an adverb after so. Okay? So he's so nice that he didn't say anything. And the second one, he's such a good guy that he didn't say no. Great. So such is followed by what we call a noun phrase. Traducción, sustantivo y el resto de la frase. Right? So we had such a good time. O sea, hay un adjetivo ahí, pero tiene que ir acompañado de sustantivo. Te doy la misma frase, así lo ves. This is so interesting. This is such an interesting lesson. Any questions? O sea, ¿te queda claro? Si vamos solo con adjetivo, tenemos que tirar por el so. Si vamos con algo más, con un sustantivo que tiene que ir incluido, pues ahí tiramos por el such. Excellent job, Chris. You're such a good student that I didn't have to explain it to you. You are so good. And the next one, the third one, I hope you're not threatening me. I hope you're not threatening me. Great job. Yo creo que decimos la misma frase ahí también. Is that a threat or a promise? Una amenaza, una promesa. I'll see you later. Is that a threat or a promise? Now, fijaos, threaten es el verbo and threat el sustantivo. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to point it out. Eso también por usar el I hope en la negación también. So to threaten, verbo, and a threat, sustantivo. All right? Excellent job, Chris. As always, you never let me down. Born to Iron Man says he's not even clever. Bien. The next one, he isn't even so clever, and he isn't even such a clever person. Muy bien. El mismo ejemplo para enseñarme, mira, yo sé qué acompaña cada uno, so o such. All right, excellent job. The next one, I hope you're not threatening me. I hope you're not threatening me. Wonderful job, Chris. And Born to Iron Man. Chris says, always so sharp. Tan agudo, espabilado, always so sharp. She says, I'm thinking, German, of any advice for our dear teacher's runny nose. Oh, I've tried it all. Hot showers, medicine, tea, no alcohol, as I said. These things that kind of help you get better quickly. When I'm not working, trying to relax, getting a good night's sleep, I'm trying everything. Vitamin C, vitamin D, que por fin ha dado un poco el sol aquí en Madrid, so we can get a little bit of that. But as I said, usamos la misma expresión que antes. I guess it just has to run its course. A couple things I wanted to highlight as well from our pop quiz. We looked at the word pressure in the audio. Pressure. All right. Just be careful. I've heard a lot of students say presión, right? And I get it. But just think of Queen. Under pressure, pushing down on me, pushing down on you. No man has fought. Now, is he talking about blood pressure there? La tensión en la sangre. We call it blood pressure. We also looked at the word sign and signed. Para no liarnos, el verbo sign, firmar. Sustantivo, signature, eso es. And firmado, adjetivo, signed. It was signed by George Washington. Also, we looked at some words that tend to be a bit confusing. Let's see if you know them. ¿Quién tiene la culpa? Can you give me that one? ¿Quién tiene la culpa? En voz alta, no hay que escribir. Prefiero que sepas decirlo. ¿Quién tiene la culpa? Whose fault is it? ¿Lo has dicho bien? Whose fault is it? Ahora, aquí cambia la culpa. Vamos a ver. No me culpes a mí o no me eches la culpa a mí. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. It's not my fault. We looked at also willing to. Estoy dispuesto. I'm willing to help you. Tenemos también la frase hecha ready and willing. Listo para todo. A pie del cañón. I am ready and willing. Se dice junto. Y acuérdate el and cuando viene dentro de dos palabras no es and, es en. Rock and roll. Dilo conmigo, los todos. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Blacken It's not and. ¿Por qué voy a molestarme a decir and? Black and white, rock and roll, salt and pepper, ready and willing. I'm ready and willing. Another word that came up there too, sum up, summarize. You guys do it every day in our Say What soundbite. You sum things up. Just be careful. The mistake there is summarize. Right? People want to say it like sumar, but it's summarize, sum up. Suena como some, algunos. Summarize some of it for me. Sum up some of it. ¿No? Resume algo de ello. Also, we looked at, I think, the most important phrasal verb to anybody who's learning the language. I get by. Me las apaño. That's the answer. The question is, do you speak English? I get by. Ahí, directamente les demuestras, pues sí, claro que sí. All right? And then we also looked at to belong to, pertenecer a. Bueno, sabiendo eso, entonces, ¿cómo decimos pertenencias? My belongings. My belongings. Folks, we have got to go, I can't believe it, to a quick commercial break. We are halfway through the show, and we've got tons of stuff to cover when we come back. So stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the second half of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Thank you so much for joining us today and every day. And don't forget to follow us on social media. We are on all the different social media platforms under the sun, be it Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. And you can feel free to stop by our website at grupovon.com. You've also got branches, sucursales. We say ramas, sucursales. Piensa que es un árbol, ¿no? We've got branches in Madrid. No, es broma, nunca lo digo así. No me sale. Madrid, prefiero decirlo a la guiri. Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, where you at? Valencia, make some noise. Santander, I miss you. And Zaragoza, how's the Pilarica doing? Tell her I said hello. Send my regards. If you're thinking about joining the Vaughn family, check it out too. I know they're always looking for motivated people to join the team. And when they ask you, do you speak English? You know what your answer is in the interview? Yeah, you taught me. Sounds pretty good, right? It's a good answer. Yeah, thanks to you. You probably get the job after that. All right, amigos, let's kick off with a little challenge where we look at words that sometimes throw my students off. It's homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with homophones.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And here's where we look at the words that I have heard students make mistakes with time and time again. So I decided to make a section where we can attack those words and really learn how to demystify them and, never get confused with shit and sheet and bitch and beach and, well, ship and sheep and et cetera, et cetera. All right. So our first word is, and it's got many different uses here, so bear with me, paciencia. But the first one is rama o palo. Hey, I just said branch. Pues eso, esto es otra forma de decir eso. Rama o palo. También es clavar. También es pegar algo. O sea, si sabes la palabra pegatina, ahí viene la raíz. ¿Ok? Que yo creo que la palabra pegatina es bastante hasta universal. Que digas, ok, ya sé la raíz. ¿Ok? Pero claro, entonces es pegar algo. Lo decimos a diario aquí en el programa con la palabra around, que significa no te muevas. Quédate quietito. ¿Ok? It's also aferrarse a algo, ¿no? Adherirse a algo. Si piénsalo, lo mismo que pegarse a ello, ¿no? So in that, if you think of it that way, it's not two different meanings. It's a literal meaning, como cola, como pegamento, y otro es como, pues me aferro a esto, me pego a esto. Okay. It's also used in a lot of sports. In hockey, they use it. In golf, no. In golf, they're called clubs. Okay. In pool, en el billar, también se llaman así. Bastón para andar, se puede decir a walking. También es parte de la expresión no te desvíes del guión, ¿no? Cíñete al guión, is that what you say? It can also be defender a alguien. Wow, yeah. Okay, it is one of those rich words. Oh, and as a verb, it's an irregular, and are you ready for this? It's an irregular and regular verb, one of those, like dreamed and dreamt, okay? And I'll explain the difference, like dived and dove, right? Some of them, it just depends on what the meaning is, right? So they would say, he was hanged, le colgaron, ¿no? Como en el oeste, he was hanged. But you don't say, he hanged his clothes up, he hung up his clothes. So otra vez, va a depender muchas veces del uso. But that first word, wow, and wow. And the second word really is filete. And it doesn't have to be de carne, because I can say un filete de atún is a tuna. Un filete de salmon is a salmon. So a lot of times people associate this only with beef, no? Bistec, carne de res. But really, it can be used for anything. Okay? Anything que es un filete de algo. The word really is filete, right? Filete de pescado, entrecot. Okay? I'm sure it's a word you all have seen before, and it's a word that makes me hungry. Anytime I see that word, woo, I get really hungry. All right, those are your homophones. Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you now for the third time. I know it's tough, but maybe I'll even give you a hand with that first part. Here we go.
So that really changed my life entirely, because the day I was actually going to leave the job that day, I got it planned. I'd joined the band going to Germany and going to tour Germany. And it's really strange how it all happened.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. this is what it's like at Vaughan Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughan Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to groupovon.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughan Town.
That's right, folks. Vaughan Town. You can find out more about Vaughan Town at groupovon.com or by following us on social media. All right, let me give you the first line there because it starts out like really, it's hard to understand. Let's put it that way. So the first line is, so that really changed my life entirely. So the first thing this guy says in the Say What soundbite is, so that really changed my life entirely. Okay? Un bonus ahí. All right, let's go on over here and see if you guys are participating in our homophone section. Born to Iron Man is the first one, and he gives us the two words correctly. And he says they do not sound alike. He says, German agrees. Nope. Chris Valrol says, I already have this one integrated. You've got it down pat. And she says they are not homophones. Okay, all right. So then why does everybody say steak tartare? Well, first, steak, there is no word in the English language that sounds like that. Steak. Get it out of your head. Steak. Doesn't, maybe mystique. Tiene un misterio, pero hasta eso es una palabra francesa, right? So forget about steak as a word. We don't use it. We never have used those sounds together. So the first one is not steak. It's stick. Remember, I told you, you got to make that sound. It's like when you're in your pueblo and you're yelling to your friend, pero es cortito, No es, It's, stick, stick, stick. Rhymes with sick. Dilo conmigo, por favor, es clave en esta sección. Slick, resbaladizo. Slick, stick, sick. Nick, que es nombre, pero también es robar o cortar. Nick, brick, ladrillo. Stick, que no es brick. Stick, brick. Lick, lamer. Trick, truco. All right. And the second word is steak. Steak rhymes with fake. Dilo conmigo. Steak rhymes with lake, lago. Steak rhymes with take, make, break. So no, they're not. Okay. Did you see the steak stick to the pan? ¿Viste? ¿Viste como el solomillo, la chuleta se ha pegado a la sartén? Did you see the steak stick to the pan? I thought it was a non-stick pan. Los que no se pegan las cosas. Well, stick to the script. Cíñete al guión. All right. Are you ready for a bonus? One of these words is a word that has a corresponding homophone. Which one is it? And what is that corresponding homophone? We've already said that stick and steak do not sound alike on any planet in any pronunciation I've ever heard. Stick, steak. But again, one of those words sounds like another word. Which one of them is it? And what other word does it sound like? There's a little bonus challenge in today's homophones. And in the meantime, let's move on to our question of the week.
Question of the week.
That's right, amigos. It is our question of the week here on the show with no name. And again, thank you to Born to Iron Man, Cristina Chicago, Chris Valrol, Nuria, Anix, Marisol, Alfonso, and Alberto for going the extra mile. Yeah. Por hacer más de lo que haría cualquiera. For going the extra mile. And you know what? You can tell. Se nota. It's paying off. Está dando frutos. I can tell you as your teacher, and I would never lie to you, you guys are all making progress. So keep it up. Collectively, antes de empezar, collectively keep it up. And there's Chris Valrol, excuse me. The word steak, chuletón, or what did we say? Filete, sounds like steak. Estaca. También en juego. There's a lot at stake. También to raise the stakes. Subir las apuestas. O sea, todos esos usos son otros. Se escribe en ese caso, S-T-A-K-E. All right, excellent job. Great, Chris. You got the bonus over there as well. All right, well, here we go with our question of the week. I wanted to find out your motto. Right? Something, an expression, an idiom, some kind of philosophy that you repeat to yourself or you find yourself repeating over and over when you're in any situation where you might need it. So here's Born to Iron Man.
Lift off. Come on.
This rings a bell.
Blast off together, amigos.
2, 1, 0.
Oh.
Sky's the limit, como decimos.
My favorite motto is Carpe Diem, seize the day. And I think it perfectly reflects the spirit of the show with no name.
The show with no name. Yes, Carpe Diem, seize the day, seize it.
The show reminds us that learning English isn't just about grammar or exams.
Cuidado con la pronunciación, no exams, sino exams. O sea, el estrés va a la segunda parte. Es un error muy común, Born to Iron Man, así que tomen nota todos, right? No es exams, sino exams. Dilo conmigo, exams.
It's about taking chances, speaking up, and not being afraid to make mistakes.
Amen.
Alberto often encourages us to participate, to try, and to enjoy the process instead of waiting to be perfect.
What is perfect? Does that even exist?
That's Carpe Diem in action. Every episode is a reminder that the best moment to practice, to express yourself, and to grow is now.
To grow. No grow, sino grow. Como si no estuviera la W. Grow.
By embracing Carpe Diem, both in the show and in life, we learn that progress comes from courage, from showing up, taking risks, and making the most of every opportunity to learn. Ciao for now, amigos.
Muy bien, la única, te doy un toque con el courage. No es creo que dijiste abriste la boca mucho ahí. Vamos todos, por favor. Courage, valentía. Courage. All right, well, you used a lot of courage. And even though you made a couple mistakes that are very common pronunciation mistakes, you knocked it out of the park. You sounded confident. And I know you, Born to Iron Man, those mistakes, those little observations I just gave you, you're going to work on them because I know you're that kind of guy. And you didn't have to tell me that seize the day, Carpe Diem is your motto. We can all tell. Se nota. So great job, Born to Iron Man. All right, we're going to hear from another student who is a ball of energy. She's like a lightning bolt. It's Cristina Chicago.
Good morning, Alberto. This is Cristina
I told you.
from Chicago. I didn't forget you. It's just that during the evenings, I'm a wrestling coach here in the schools.
How cool is that? I'm a wrestling coach. Doy clases de lucha libre.
So I'm so busy now.
Wow.
I'm getting closer to the end of the season, so I'll be back again. So for the question of the week, this week is about what is your goal, what it keeps you, like moving. For me, it would be like to never give up.
Never give up. It's an important one.
Because when we decided, to come here to the United States, it took us not like 6 years to my husband, like to pass all the tests and interviews and everything.
Yeah, because you may look at Cristina, Chicago, and be like, oh, you guys are lucky. You live in Chicago, your kids are growing up speaking English. But as Cristina is showing us, it took a lot of work, a lot of patience, a lot of, making arrangements so that they could be able to say that.
We never give up. And my kids were really little. And we were like, oh my God, this is going to be a big challenge. And it was. But I have to tell you that
you left your comfort zone. Of course, anytime you leave your comfort zone, expect a challenge. And you got it. And you faced it. And there you are in Chicago. It's excellent.
It was worth it. We who have had thought, like we were going to stay here for 10 years. Now it's going to make, 10 years, this year, 2026. But I don't regret because it was, what we wanted. And we're happy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, never give up. Like always, fight, for your dreams, whatever you believe. And that's all. And thank you so much. Love you.
I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, till I reach the end. I won't give up, no, I won't give in. Great song. We looked at it the other day from Zootropolis, is it? With Zootropolis 2. Oh, my daughter said, Daddy, that's 1. That's not 2. Oh, okay, sorry. Well, that's great philosophy, great song. Don't give up, don't give in, no te das por vencido, no te des por vencido, no cedes. And you know what, Cristina, again, many people may look at your situation with envy and say, oh, wow, I wish I could, take my family and work and live in the United States. And, when my kids were young and, young enough to be able to learn the language without too much difficulty. But as we've seen, Cristina says it wasn't all, rainbows and unicorns. Like everything in life, it required a lot of patience, perseverance, and a lot of other things that you need. All right, excellent job, Born to Iron Man and Cristina Chicago. Let's hear from our movie queen, Chris Valrol.
Morning, show with the namers. Chris Valrol here.
Hello.
Regarding this week's question, I have a few mottos. There's one that maybe applies to everything in life. Whatever you do your best, no matter what. This is a motto that is a part of me. Things can go belly up, but...
Belly up. Excellent. Las cosas pueden ir al garete, ir mal. Things can go belly up.
Knowing deep in your heart you gave it your all.
To give it your all, darlo todo. Excellent, Chris.
Is priceless.
Absolutely. And no one can take that from you.
In my book, it brings you joy and peace.
In my book, right? Más énfasis en el my. In my book, no tanto in my book, right? In my book, en cuanto a mí, great expression.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wow. What can I say? I knew that we were going to get some inspiration here this week from you guys sharing your motto. Don't forget to participate next week when we look at how you try to inspire others, the people around you. All right, before our commercial break, let's listen to another student, a student who constantly participates. I don't think she has ever missed one of these question of the weeks. And she's not only an amazing student, but she's a wonderful person. You know her, you love her. It's Nuria.
Morning, Alberto.
Morning.
Namers. This is Nuria once again. As for this week's question, I'd like to start off by saying that my motto in life
Not motto, motto. Motto.
is to take advantage of every single minute of life's gift.
Milk it. Exprímelo.
Be happy, try always to do my best. I believe if a thing is worth doing, it's worth doing well. The key is living the moment because we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. There's no doubt that sometimes you feel down in the dumps.
Excellent expression. Sometimes you feel down in the dumps, de bajón.
That's the way the ball bounces.
Así bota la pelota, así van las cosas. That's the way the ball bounces. Sure. What do you think? You're going to be happy every day? That's unrealistic, and that can lead to some kind of mental illness.
Nevertheless, we have to say enough. When there's a will, there's a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. You say, querer es poder. I had a student once when I said, what's your favorite expression in English? She said, wanting is canning. And I said, no, eso no vale. So as Nuria put it so eloquently, where there's a will, que vimos antes, willing to, dispuesto a, donde hay disposición, hay un camino, hay una manera. Excellent, Nuria, you sound great.
I have to appreciate that I'm kicking and alive. Take care, amigos. Thank you.
Just be careful. El orden es muy importante. I'm alive and kicking. Y acuérdate, el and que hemos visto es right? Salt and pepper. Alive and kicking. Black and white. Ready and willing. Ready and willing. Y hasta cuando lo ponemos en números. 122. 199. As I always say, folks, listen carefully and try and reproduce the sounds that you hear on Vaughn Radio every day, whether it's on this show or one of my Amigos shows. Folks, we've got to hit our quick commercial break, our last commercial break. But when we come back, we are going to hear from Anix, Marisol, Alfonso, and Alberto. Plus, we've got a lot of challenges left. And wow, we don't have much time to fit it all in. So we are going to put the pedal to the metal. We're going in turbo when we come back. So part 4 is not for the faint of heart. No es apto para cardíacos. Folks, we'll be right back with the rest of today's show. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 4 of today's show with No Name. Thank you for joining us every day here on the show. It's an absolute pleasure to spend time with all our amigos, learning and laughing. And don't forget to learn and laugh with us at our upcoming trivia night. It is Tuesday, March 3rd. Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. At the Toast Tap Room located in Malasaña. That's right. We'll all be there having fun, kicking back some brewskis. To kick back is echar para atrás, beber. To kick back some brewskis, share a laugh, and have a blast. It's Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's a free event that we do, and it comes every once a month, usually the first Tuesday of every month. All right, we're going to kick things off in this part of the show with our Double Trouble. And I think this one, you know what? I'm not going to set any expectations here. No quiero poner expectativas. We'll see if you guys can figure it out. It's our double trouble. Yeah.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right. It is Double Trouble here on the show with no name. All right, let's see what we've got for today's Double Trouble. Me da igual que me hagas la pelota. Okay, que me intentas halagar. Right? Me da igual que aquí. There you go. Okay. So me da igual que me hagas la pelota, que me intentes halagar. I think that's the word, right? Pero no se puede fumar aquí. There you go. And hey, hablando de fumar, there's our clue from before. Hey, so this is linked somehow to our Say What soundbite? Yeah. And to other stuff. You know me, I love linking things, not just my words, as we look at sometimes here the linking sounds in English, but I also like linking ideas here on the show. So, me da igual que me hagas la pelota. A ver cómo lo ponen aquí, traducción. Okay, let's see. So it means to lie in a way that flatters somebody. You're giving them false compliments. Okay? So I think, yeah, it's like you're telling somebody something maybe because you want something. Halagar, adular, right? A alguien. Pero no es, but it's not sincere. Okay? You're doing it because you have ulterior motives. No tienes, how do you say it? Escondidas, no? Ulterior motives means tienes otros motivaciones por no vas de cara, no? So, me da igual que me hagas la pelota. Okay? No se puede fumar aquí. That is your double trouble. You have to use the same word twice, as you know. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you now for the fourth and final time. As I said, the first part, which is a little bit hard to hear, he says, so that really changed my life entirely. So, eso sí que me cambió la vida realmente, pero totalmente. Here we go.
So that really changed my life entirely. Because the day I was actually going to leave the job that day, I got it planned. I'd join the band, going to Germany and going to tour Germany. And it's really strange how it all happened.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, my amigos. It's grupovaughn.com. You can find everything you need in the Vaughn world. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Nobody has figured out our double trouble yet here, huh? Okay, all right, no problem whatsoever. Let's see, Chris has figured out today's Say What soundbite. Excellent job, Chris. All right, well, I'm going to leave that double trouble open there. This way, you guys can see if you can figure it out. I think somebody will be able to get it. We shall see. Remember, it's me halagas, ¿no? Pero no sinceramente, okay? And the second part is no se puede fumar aquí. All right, there you go. All right, I'll tell you what then. We got a lot of stuff to do, so we're going to hear from a student who always participates. You love her. It's Anix.
Hey there, this is Anix.
Hello.
My motto in life is if you have to do something, do it the best way you can.
Yes, as we say, if it's worth doing, esto resumido, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right.
Even if you don't feel like doing it, because in the end, putting in your best effort means you'll be proud of what you've done, no matter the outcome. Okay, guys, bye-bye.
It's true. My grandfather used to say it. He said, if you're going to sweep the floor in his pharmacy, for example, barrer, if you're going to sweep the floor, he goes, you use the same energy to sweep it well than to, leave dust everywhere. So he always said, sweep the floor like it's the last floor you're ever going to sweep, And it's true. He said, whatever you're doing, whether it's putting an envelope in the mailbox, do it the best you can. Sometimes it's just a matter of just taking a second and just saying, okay, what's the best way to do this? So Anix, very good, short and sweet, and I couldn't agree more. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. All right, somebody who loves to participate, and she does a wonderful job every time. Let's hear from Marisol.
Hi, it's Marisol.
Hello.
I can't really tell what could be my mother in life.
You can tell us. We're your friends. Es broma. No sé decir, pero también no te lo puedo decir. Sorry, bad joke.
But on the top of my head, I
Off the top of my head, sin pensarlo mucho,
perceive that could be having watched the series Dragon Ball.
The series, not serie, right? Series.
I had watched every episode from the beginning. And even though it's a manga that shows a lot of violence, I found it inspirational.
Inspirational, great.
Because it demonstrates courage, perseverance.
Courage, perfecto, lo has dicho. Lo otro no. Todos conmigo, perseverance. So courage, que dijo Born to Iron Man antes, courage, perseverance.
Friendship, care for others, fight for what you believe. Don't give up. And we know life sometimes is hard, but we can face it by being strong, at least try.
By being strong, right? Cuidado, me has colado una E delante de ese strong. So, ¿cómo evitamos eso? By being, haz como si fuera la palabra beings. Y la S se une con eso. By being strong. All right?
What's more, it emphasizes keeping going with passion and positivism in life.
Mm-hmm.
Laughing every time you can and seeing the best in everyone and every situation.
Situation or situation? Right? Situation. Yo diría una de las palabras más mal pronunciadas por más gente en la historia. Situation. Marisol, I thank you for pointing it out, but it's a common one that I hear pretty often. Let's continue.
As it gives pieces of humor and adventure scenes. There's a sentence I learned from it that it says, the only limits we have are the limits we place on ourselves. Greetings to our show Anonymous. Bye.
Sure. If you tell yourself that you can't, well, guess what? You can't. You've already convinced yourself that you can't. So you got to have the right mindset as well. You know, even though sometimes it's hard to believe in yourself, you got to do it. All right, excellent job. I knew we were going to, oh, no, I didn't mean to hit that. I knew we were going to take a look at some really good words to live by. All right, we've got Alfonso on deck. A la espera, próximo.
Hello, Alberto.
Hello.
It's Alfonso from Ruby.
Sup.
The motto that always comes to mind is time flies.
That comes to mind?
This is something the older generation tells the young, who often dismiss it.
Absolutely.
Thinking it's just the usual refrain from grandparents. However, as one ages, one realizes they were correct.
Yep.
Time truly does fly.
Truly. Time truly does fly.
The older you get, the more acutely you sense it slipping away.
Yeah.
That's why I try to do what I want within my means and not put things off.
To put off, aplazar. Yeah, like Michael Jordan said yesterday, I think, here on the show, time is my biggest asset.
Because time flies and you never know what the future holds.
Future or future? Future.
Congratulations on your exceptional program.
Thank you so much.
Excuse my voice. I have a bit of a cold.
I know the
See you.
feeling. I know the feeling, buddy. Get well soon. And last but not least, I love his name. It's Alberto.
Hello again.
What's
This is
up?
Alberto speaking. Regarding the question of the week, I have quite a few mottos, and I'm going to share 2 of them
Motos or mottos? Mottos.
with you, one more superficial than the other. The first one is don't judge a book by its cover.
Muy bien, las
I hate being
apariencias.
labeled by people who especially don't know me. And this is the reason I don't like to do it with others. When we judge by surface, we stop being explorers and we start being critics.
Mhm.
This is why superficial impressions are frequently misleading, hiding the genuine complex character or quality beneath.
Misleading, engañoso, beneath, por debajo. Great vocabulary, Alberto.
This is why I'm not an advocate of social media.
Yeah,
The
F
second one
social
is how
media.
to detect ball breakers and keep away from them.
Ball breakers, toca pelotas.
Pricks are universal.
Uh-huh.
They are everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
And I have taught my guts to avoid them before they reach you. If you give me some money, I will tell you the secret. On the other hand, I have an special radar
And a special, no, a special
for choosing outstanding people to spend time with. Time is at the essence,
time is of the essence. Yeah, el tiempo es oro.
and I don't want to mingle with assholes.
To mingle, mezclar con capullos. Yeah, amen, brother.
Another reason I don't believe in social media. This is all for today, guys. Hope you have a blast this coming weekend. Have fun. Bye.
All right, excellent job to all of you. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, it's time to move on to Name That Movie. Name That Movie. Yes, it's Name That Movie. All right, Chris Valrol is taking a stab at today's Double Trouble. Let's see what she came up with. She says, I don't care if you're trying to blow smoke up my nose, but smoking is not allowed here. Chris, almost. You just have to change the word nose for ass. Yeah. So I'm going to give it to you, but it's not nose. Es culo. So to blow smoke up someone's ass is to kiss up, hacer la pelota, no? To be nice to somebody, but you have ulterior motives, right? You're doing it for a reason. So I don't care if I don't care if you blow smoke up my ass. Si me halagas. Is that the word you use? I don't care if you blow smoke up my ass. You can't smoke here. All right? Or smoking is not allowed. So the expression to blow smoke up someone's ass is that to kiss up to somebody. Hey, we're talking a lot about smoking today, and we do not endorse smoking here on the show. All right, let's see today's Name That Movie. She's a magazine writer who gives up her career for love and family. He's a Playboy newspaper columnist who can't quite give up his old tricks. And if that combination doesn't give a relationship heartburn, nothing will. Okay, she's a magazine writer, escritora de revista, who gives up her career, deja su vida profesional, for love and family. He's a Playboy, un golfo, newspaper columnist who can't quite give up his old tricks. No llega a dejar sus viejos trucos, no cambia. And if that combination doesn't give a relationship heartburn, ardor de estómago, nothing will. Ácido, right? We call it heartburn porque, bueno, donde te arde es más o menos la altura del corazón, ¿no? Cuando está bajando o subiendo otra vez. So we call it heartburn. You could call it also acid indigestion. If it's more serious, it's acid reflux. But same idea. We say heartburn. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Chris got it. The movie is called Heartburn. Y así se llama la película, Heartburn. It's a movie that came out in 1986, and it stars Meryl Streep, Jack Nicholson, and Jeff Daniels. And you can imagine who plays the Playboy. Okay. Typecasting? I think so. So Diana says, hey, I have something I need to talk about today. I can't decide whether to go to Club Med. Now, Club Med is a place and a resort in the Bahamas. Okay. Rachel says, Diana, I need to talk too. Diana says, when I'm done, cuando yo acabe. And Vera says, Rachel has something very serious to talk about. And Diana says, this is serious. Nobody ever thinks my problems are serious. Go ahead. Adelante. And Rachel says, Mark is in love with someone else. Está enamorado de otra. And Diana says, no, but why does everything happen to Rachel? Nothing ever happens to me. And Ellis says, stick it up your ass, Diana. Bueno, vimos la palabra stick antes, ¿no? En homophone. Stick it up your ass, te lo tengo que explicar. Métetelo. ¿Te acuerdas que dije significa meter algo y pegar? Pues ahí es meter. Stick it up your ass, Diana le dice. All right, folks, the movie is Heartburn, but we've got to move on to famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Birthdays for me. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, folks. All right, number one, this actor was born today in 1955. He has been in many, many movies, such as Arachnophobia, Speed, Dumb and Dumber, Dos Tontos Muy Tontos, and he's not Jim Carrey. Es el otro. 101 Dalmatians, Pleasantville, also Heartburn. What? Today's Name That Movie? Yeah, and he's not Jack Nicholson. So the other guy I said. All right. Number two, this guy was born in 1940. and he was the singer, the founder, and frontman of the Motown vocal group, The Miracles. Okay, The Miracles, I think one of the most famous music groups ever from an era when music was just amazing. It was a miracle. So yes, and he also had a solo career as well. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, he is just a legend. And speaking of legends, our third guy is a legend as well. An English guitarist and songwriter, a founder and lead guitarist of the group Black Sabbath. That's right. This guy cut off the tips of his right hand. It was an accident that happened at work. He was working in a sheet metal factory. And just a day, he was about to quit the factory, but he said, "Oh, I'll finish up and then, I'll go on tour." And that day, he, with a machine, had an accident and he cut off some fingertips. Well, what did he do? In times of adversity, he got some sawdust, serrín, some wax, and he made his own fingertips so he could continue to play the guitar. And some people say that's what gives him his distinctive sound. All right, number one, Chris Van Roll got them all. Great. Jeff Daniels. Number two, Smokey Robinson. I hope he doesn't blow smoke up your ass. Smokey Robinson. Por eso hemos mirado eso. And last but not least, Tony Iommi. Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath. And that was your cue. Your clue, I should say. That's the song Sweet Leaf by Black Sabbath. That's Tony Iommi playing the axe. All right, let's go over and see what he said. He's talking about that accident where he had just signed. El éxito. Bueno, hemos firmado con una discográfica. Wow, I've got everything. Zzz. Oh, God, except my fingertips, and I'm a guitarist. Oh, shit. So think about that. He could have just quit there and said, "Guys, find another guitarist." It's not what happened. We wouldn't have been talking about this. So he goes, "So that really changed my life entirely, because the day I was actually going to leave the job, that day, I got it planned. I joined the band going to Germany and gonna tour Germany." So he said, terminaba ese día de la fábrica y me iba a Alemania con el grupo. And it's really strange how it all happened. And the rest is history. You can hear him telling this story. There are videos. If you put Tony Iommi on YouTube, Tony Iommi Fingers, he tells the story, and it's a moving story. Here he is, birthday boy Tony Iommi.
So that really changed my life entirely. Because the day I was actually going to leave the job that day, I got it planned. I joined the band going to Germany and going to tour Germany. And it's really strange how it all happened.
All right, folks. Thank you so much. Wonderful job today and every day. We're going to say goodbye with a song by Smokey Robinson. I second that emotion. I know you know it. If not, of course, you can look up the lyrics and sing it with us. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. Stay tuned. You got Ale with Speaking with Confidence. Up next. Ciao for now.